Welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. Senator Alimodu Sheriff reviews two things that could stop Tinubu from winning 2027 election in the news today. Former governor of Borno State, Senator Modu Sheriff, has said that only two factors can stop President Bola Tinubu from winning the 2027 general elections. Modu Sheriff stated this while speaking on Channels Television on Monday night. According to him, the two factors are if no election are conducted in Nigeria in 2027 or if Tinubu himself decide not to stand for re-election. He said, I can tell you for free, the only things that will stop President Tinubu from winning the election in 2027 are only two factors. One, if there are no elections in Nigeria. Two, if he decide not to run. Otherwise, politically, I look at reality, politics is a different ball game. Alimadu Sheriff was the former governor of Borno State who happens to be a godfather to the incumbent Vice President Kashim Shettima. He made the submission during an interview on Politics Today on Channels Television News with Seun Okibaloye, the anchor, and he submitted, this assertion based on some political realities that he knew. Of course, they are better known to him because this language he's using will be strayed in the ears of the oppositions or the coalitions or the enemies of even the incumbent president, even within his own rank and file of his own party. And when Alimadu Sheriff was answering questions that are being fielded by Seun Okinbaloye, he pinpointedly said that what Tinubu is currently doing is such that nobody will be able to, match him when it comes to election in 2027. His belief is that currently some of the activities of the current president is such that he's going to have a free road even into Aso Rock in 2027. Of course, his statement is that there are only two reasons that President Tinubu wouldn't be able to win that election. And number one is if there is no election. And I don't think there won't be any election. There will always be election. And number two is if the president decided not to contest, and then if there's no re-election, then he will not be no win. That means either side is going to win. If there is no election, he will still remain in office, except, of course, he pays the supreme sacrifice anyway. He's a human being, but nobody is wishing him dead right now. In fact, we don't even want to go that route because Nigeria, we don't want any leader, any good leaders, as it were, to die in office. Because when Yaradua died sometimes ago, it was not a good time for this country because he happens to be the only one in his time in this fourth republic that decided to do things that affect Nigerians positively. And posterity kept talking about him. He did not mismanage the economy. He even confessed that the election that brought in him is flooded, when is with so many discrepancies, and he was able to reverse a lot of things and give Nigerians livelihoods to breathe. And then, if we are now saying this one too, that maybe if he's taken away by death because he's an elderly person, nobody is wishing or planning any death for him, is going to affect Nigeria negatively because as at present he's giving a 2-year scorecard and Nigerians can see what is happening in the macroeconomics of this country. He has been rolling in the numbers and he's still rolling in more numbers. Not only that too, he was fortunate to have some members of his cabinet that are high-level performers, the likes of the works minister, the former governor of Ebonyi State, who also in his hand kickstarted the legacy project that they are doing presently at a very high speed, things that are unprecedented. Not only that, among his cabinet is also the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, who is busy reorganizing and transforming the Federal Capital Territory and its environment with all the satellite towns. We also have with him the minister for the finance and the economy, which is in charge of of course, macroeconomics, and also the in his cabinet we have the CBN governor, who is also helping in the area of making sure that, of course, the macroeconomists is we're working with the Minister of Finance with the fiscal policies and monetary policies. So all these people that are within the cabinet of the president, and they are high-level top performers, including the Minister of Interior, who has already, removed all the problems that are within the issue of issuance of passport, and Nigerian, having the easy way now to renew their passport or get new passports and things like that. Also, we have the aviation minister too, who is busy, redefining our airports and also making sure that local airlines are coming on board and things are getting better. There's also ministers that are also, many of them performing. Even the area of petroleum, that the president is a substantive minister, but as ministers of state, we can see that the issue of removal of petrol subsidy, removal floating of naira, removal of arbitrage, all those things are stabilizing the economy, stabilizing the naira. Even the food inflation is also coming down. That the prices of foods and services and commodities are also coming down to some bearable minimum. And of course, these are some of the things probably Alimadu Sheriff is saying, that he believes that in terms of economic performance, bringing indices to Nigerians is impossible for a President Tinubu with those kind of realities and international recognitions to not to win the 2027 election. Looking at it also from the political point of view, that many governors who happen to have been able to freely work in their state because more money have been freed into their hands, courtesy this president, because of the savings made on fuel subsidy removal and the other things. And many of them are also jumping ship and defecting day in, day out, even to the ruling party. Right when they were the opposition, they are now coming in. He believes that politically looking at it also, President Tinubu has the machinery and what a view to get into power 2027. And also looking at his opponents too, his belief is that probably they are not as strong as he is, because in some quarters there is a belief that President Tinubu itself is a political juggernaut who, to a large extent, understands political dynamics and the intrigues that goes along with politics. In fact, some people said Tinubu should be studied and his politics too. So maybe these are some of the things Alimadu Sheriff is looking at, and he felt that as of today, there is no candidate that can give Tinubu a run for his money to be able to defeat him in 2027. Knowing fully well that he has 2 years again before him to still deliver also on things like the microeconomies that can touch the life of Nigerians that are still feeling the heat of his decision on subsidy and floating of naira. His belief is that Tinubu will still win 2027. Keep liking our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you share. Thank you.